This video is sponsored by Win-Win Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution, featuring the Orion hotels, current and future configurations.
Hello valued viewers, we hope you're all doing very well. Today, something a little different. A red flag mission 1986 by Ali. Ali, just so they don't think you're some snivelling little nerd mission maker like me, can you just, 30 seconds of who you are?
Yeah, well, in my youth, I was flying Tornado GR1s back in '86. I was on a Germany-based squadron, and in '86, '87, we went around and did our... well, actually, I did a green flag rather than a red flag, but we're going to do a green flag later on. So basically, this is the route, pretty much what we did, a little bit simplified. Okay, firstly, Cap, you do have your video ready, do you? Well, thank you, Cap. Hopefully that's got everybody's saliva going.
That is very cool. Was that a Tornado HUD footage?
That was the HUD footage from when we went to do Red Flag. 15 Squadron.
What do you think about that, guys?
Very cool. And I'm also going to play that music in my cockpit all through this mission.
Tornado footage.
That was some good music.
Were they live bombs, by the way?
No, they were all practice bombs.
Right. Okay.
But what I'll do is either maybe at the end of this, I've got some more film as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll without the audio, we'll go through it and I'll chat and tell you what was going on and explain a little bit. So there was various different types of attacks. There was low level, there was loft. And there was a fair bit going on, probably a lot more than people could see. And obviously the film's very, very old. And, you know, the quality is, I mean, I've still got some film now. It's almost unusable to look at, you know. I got it converted, but it's just rubbish. It's so old. Any case, that's that bit done. And we'll get back to the brief. Okay, then. So basically, we've got 3 strike packages. If you just scroll down and look at the map, please, Cap. Everybody starts at Nellis in the way of a strike package. We all head north, east slightly up towards that Lincoln County. And that leg is pretty much done at 25,000 feet for everybody. It's basically, obviously, we can't go rorting around Nellis, Las Vegas area. It'll cause too many problems. So once we get up towards Lincoln County, everybody descends, turns left, and you're pretty much at low level, and you should be fenced in, ready for action as soon as you're at low level, heading west. The 3 main routes. This whole system here is trying to reflect on the Option Alpha package we used to do in Western Germany in the 80s and 90s. So basically, there'll be multiple strike packages of possibly 20 aircraft. Routing possibly 10 miles, maybe 15 miles separated. So you do see people. You have to stick to track. It's very important to stick to track, and it's very important to stick to time. Today, we're just going to stick to the planned speeds, and that will try and get us all in a big line as we go along. So basically, we're trying to overwhelm the defenses. So basically, for everybody, as we go on through, we'll see before the targets, there's some ZSU sites just for you to see, avoid. You might see something on RWR, you might not. Obviously, as we all know, if you keep below about 80 feet, that's not really too much of a problem. From there, IP to target run, your weapons of choice, each flight has got different weapons, and I'm sure your weapons leaders will talk about that. Off target, if you please follow your route, which means you do extend for about 1.5 to 2 minutes into that SA6 area. Obviously, for 2 reasons. One, so you get a taste of what the SA6 looks like on the RWR, and you might have to avoid some missiles. You're going to have to use your chaff, etc. And then there is a route planned back as well, so try and follow the route back as much as you can. By extending, it also, if the leader extends, it also gives the guys behind who obviously trail behind, so they can drop the bombs and they're not going to be in frag damage, to catch up in the turn, and we kind of head back home as a package, which is quite important because it's obviously on the way home where really you're going to be severely chased by fighters. Obviously, speed on the way home, it's whatever you can do is the best thing to do. Okay, so and basically once you get back towards the Lincoln County area, and once you turn to head south, obviously climb back up to 25,000 feet and 25,000 feet, unless you're a vegan, I suppose, and pretty standard RTB into Nellis. So it's fairly straightforward like that. Cap, if you'd like to go through the flights now, and then we'll have a quick talk about what each flight is actually doing.
Roger. First of all, Magpie, Hornet, Ali B, Shugs, Jakal, and Shrak. Vampire, Hornet, this is ground attack as well. Empty. Badger, I haven't signed up for this. Oh yes, I have. There I am. Badger, Mirage, ground attack. Bendy, Talon, Starstream, Elo, question mark, sad face. Wedgie, nice. Vegan, ground attack. Blood, Cap, Chef, Stoat, nice. Dream team today. Hind, ground attack. Red, Blight, Pimp, and Unexpected. Hog, Obi is the only one nerdy enough to drive a hog today. Arson, Cap, Vipers, Onslaught, Dobber, Grumposaurus, Cyclone, I think, F14, Skill on his own today. And today's baddies, aggressors, are Horse, F5, Cap, Chopsticks and Graham, Fulcrums, in the name of Fulcrum, Bean and Cover, Flag, Tuxor, Huey, Static, Hummer, the Saint, Car 50, Pimp again, in a Huey, no idea what they are.
Okay, we're attacking Tonopah Test Airfield, which is a real airfield. As you can see, we're basically just trying to do a runway denial, cut the runway taxiway threshold. So leader number 3 on the right, number 2 and 4 on the left. Obviously, the 3 and 4 need to delay about 20 seconds behind the lead, just prior to the IP. I suggest there's a place to do it. We're actually using for weapons. We've got snake eyes on, but I don't know if people are aware. There's a bit of a problem with the snake eyes in a retard mode at the moment, in that they go 200 feet long, which is causing a bit of grief. So we'll just drop snake eyes in freefall mode, and if you drop it about 400 or 500 feet with about 2 or 3 degree climb, we should be okay. We won't cause too much frag damage. So basically, that's the route for us. If Bendy, you'd like to now hit, well, Cap, please hit Tab B, and Bendy's going to do the Mirage.
Thanks, Ali. So, route, as Ali previously discussed, obviously we'll be going up to Lincoln, about 20,000 feet, and then we'll turn west and descend to the deck, holding about 0.7 Mach, 420 knots the whole way. Waypoint 2 is the IP, and then we'll start accelerating to 480 knots, at which point we will come up upon the target, which is this V-shaped pair of runways here. As you can see, as lead, I'll be cutting the nearest runway to us, which is the easterly runway. Number 2, taking the north end. Number 3, taking the midpoint of the western runway. And number 4, if he's here, we'll take the southern end of the easterly runway there. And then carry on for egress on the deck until waypoint 6, and then we will start climbing for RTB.
Okay, just a quick one for everybody. Every aircraft has a separate, accurately marked waypoint as a target with a correct target altitude. Is Blood here or not?
Sure. So in short, it's pretty much take off, follow waypoints, drop bombs, get the hell out of there. We're going to be going Vigan high on the way in, which is probably going to be only a couple hundred meters. And then as we turn in past those ZSU 23s, we're going to go in proper Vigan low and be dropping high drag bombs over the respective targets. It'll be myself and Space Chef will be taking the targets on the north, on the right-hand side as we come in. And then it will be Cap and Stoat taking the 2 targets on the left-hand side. We'll also use our nice TOT system with, I was going to go for 10 seconds between aircraft because we are slightly offset. I know that's fine in DCS, but Ali, I don't know whether that would be a problem in real life.
Big problem.
But yeah, my thinking was if it's 20 seconds per target, that might be okay. But again, I don't know what real life
real life
frag damage is.
40 seconds. 40 seconds real life.
Okay, that's quite a lot.
It is, but if you saw the size of a 4,000 pounders going off in front of you, you'd thought,
Well, we've only got piddly 120 kilo ones, so they're not too bad. But I get your point. So is that be 20 seconds per aircraft, 40 seconds per target?
Well, the 2 aircraft can hit both targets at the same time, but the trailing ones are the ones that need to delay.
Go on, in which case it'll be myself and Cap will hit first, and then we'll do 40 seconds gap for the second 2. And then, of course, it's get out of there. Stage 3 for as long as the fuel allows it, and get home.
So with support, these guys are going to be doing BDA assessment after the targets have been hit. So there's a couple of Hueys, there's a Gazelle, and I think there's a KA-50 as well at a nearby FARP. I have drawn them in blue here. They are actually red, so that they are obviously invisible to the blues and they don't get hit by the red assets. So just be aware of that. But essentially, anybody doing BDA is neutral. So they're completely off limits as far as attack goes. So please don't shoot any of the helicopters which are doing BDA. There is also a pair of Humvees as well, just to the north of each target. They are far enough away to not get hit by any bombs. So anybody that's doing BDA, make sure that you're in on the frequency of the target that you're attacking, so you can tell once the attacks have been done, and then pull in for a closer look, do damage assessment, call up to the strike lead for the target that you're attacking, let them know that there's a BDA assessment ready, and when they're ready to accept it, then relay the damage assessment. And also, once you've done that, if you can take some pictures of the various damage and put them in the BDA tab for the debrief, then we'll obviously all be able to see the various pictures. So the things that we're looking for is obviously, if bombs are short or long or left or right of target. So make sure that you're familiar with the target layout and where each of the flight members are supposed to be hitting for your target, please.
So for the guys doing the clearance, we've got guys in A10s at Creech, that's you, Obi. You've got waypoints 2, 3, and 4, which is Obsidian, Malan, and Tonopah. Groom Lake guys in the Heinz U are the same. I think you know basically what you're doing on the route. Basically, there's a fair bit of scripting here to stop people or to discourage people from getting airborne at the wrong time. So, for the helos and the hogs, you will get a message probably about 5 minutes after the first strike package is airborne from Nellis launching you. That's why it's important to follow your route to the target so that you arrive after we've hit the target. Okay, onto the cap. There's a fair bit of AI air defense as well, but for you guys sitting up at Tonopah Airfield, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to sit for quite a while, maybe it's 25 minutes before you see any action. And again, you will get a message of 5 minutes to launch. So basically, it's that when you're going to get the 5 minutes message, guess where we are from the target? And when you get a launch message, well, we're pretty much the IP to the target. So please, could you wait for obviously the 5 minute launch, get to the end of the runway. When you get the launch, off you go, and you should find action pretty much, well, I'm sure you can guess roughly where it's going to be. If we do it like that, it just means the strike boys do get a chance to drop their bombs, and then there should be a pretty big furball on the way home. Again, with the blue cap, you're going to get airborne after the strike packages, or I should say with the strike packages. And the order of on the runway is going to be Hornets, Mirages, and Vigans on the left runway, and on the right runway, the F-14 and the F-16s. Basically, could the cap guys wait for all the Hornets to get airborne? Then you can get airborne at the same time, roughly, as the Mirages, who are going to be 1 minute after the F-18s, and then another minute after the Mirages, the Vigans will get airborne. So that's basically the timing. We will probably nominate a time on target, but we won't do that until we're all lined up on the runway, pretty much ready to go, because we're not interested in time on target, we're more interested in deconfliction. Okay.
What we can do is if the Vigans set the time on target in our system, we can just tell you when there's 2 minutes to go, and that should time everyone quite nicely.
Yeah, well, we can stick it in hours as well, quite easy. So, whatever. Anybody, any other questions?
Okay, guys, we're already armed up. Get yourself in BER standby mode. Otherwise, awaiting orders.
Okay, can I just get a quick radio check for everybody to make sure it's here?
2.
3. 4. Okay, unfortunately, I didn't make a cartridge. I was hoping that the mission editor would do a right, but it seems it's slightly off, so we have a few things to do to get the TID to work correctly. First things first is you want to go tactin in, and we're setting waypoint 5 to be the target waypoint, so that means you press 9 and then you confirm with B5.
2.
3. 4. The next thing we need to do is set our ingress mark to be something a little more sensible. So we're going to go to TID and in, and you're going to go 070, and you're going to do that for both B1 and B2.
2.
And then for B3 and 4, it's going to be 085.
2.
3. 4. Okay, and then for B5, we just have to type our time on target in, but we don't know what that is yet, so we'll wait on that. In terms of weapons setup, we need to get the QFE sorted, which, one moment, I'll just get it from the knee board. It is 834.
2.
Good stuff, and then weapon setup's nice and simple. It should be in plan by default, and I'm going to go for 20 meter spacing.
2.
3. 4. Right, that's all the weapon setup required. We just got to wait for everyone else. I'm just going to double check those ingress speeds, because what I don't want is a big Mach 0.85 for 200 kilometers and running out of fuel.
We're bombing under nav, Master, aren't we?
Yep, so it's dead simple. You just want to be 100 meters AGL, and that will be measured off your main altimeter. unsafe the trigger, you'll get the targeting symbology, which would be a dot and a circle. Put the target between the dot and the circle, hold the trigger down, and once all the bombs are away, just keep going forwards and get the hell out of Dodge. We were planning to do Mach .85, which I think is roughly 1,000 kilometers an hour, unknown what that is in Imperial, from waypoint 3 onwards. Is that going to be a problem, or...?
Between waypoint 3 and 4, but not too early, because obviously you're going to have a monster TAS with the altitude.
Roger, I might drop it in our computer system to point 8 then, and we'll just speed up halfway across the thing to faster speed.
Yeah, remember, he who arrives first at the target is the first to get their cap attack them.
I like to think of it as the first group to be out of there.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make, is that if you're in there early, we're going to get hacked out of the sky.
Sounds like you need a bigger engine. Alright, we are going to change the speed for waypoint 3 to 4 to Mach .8, and we'll be going still probably .7 for the first half, and then speed up towards the end, so we can be quick over the target, but not in too early. So do that TID in 080 and press B3.
2.
Enfield 3-1. Clear to taxi to runway 3. Pass 2.
Okay, guys, we're all ready to taxi.
3-1. Clear to taxi
Off you go,
to runway
Boggs.
3. Pass 2.
Magpie 1, Badger 1.
Enfield 1-1.
Go ahead. Yeah, line behind me, we'll let the Hornets go in front.
Advised, your 3 and 4 have lights on.
Thank you.
Colt 1-1. Clear to taxi to runway 3. Pass 2.
I believe we also have our taxi/landing lights on by default. If you look by the thruster reverser, you do have to kind of lean down a bit. There's a taxi landing light thing just under the canopy. This is Blonde. You got any idea of what TOT we're going to go for?
Pass 2.
1945. Check.
Colt 1-1.
1945, so that should be 11:45 local. Okay, so it's going to be 11:45:00 is our time on target. So TID in 11:45:00. Confirm with B5.
2.
Uzi 1-1.
We'll have initiate a response. I'm just reprogramming now. It won't be a second.
Pass 2.
Roger, I'm reading about 2 minutes to take off.
Magpie's rolling in 1 minute, so Magpie, so the Mirages were rolling in 2 minutes.
A slight correction on the TOT. This is for 3 and 4. You need to be 11:45:40. So there's a 40-second gap between you two and me and Cap. Also gives you 40 seconds extra. 3 and 4, can you confirm that you've typed that new TOT in?
0.75 B1, 0.75 B2, 0.8 B3, 85 B4.
FM. Then 11:45:40 for the TOT.
Nerds are leaving.
Oh, those clusters on the Mirages.
Oh, don't do that, mate. Oh, we're letting the friggin' side down or what?
Let's say the TOT again.
Supposed to be a Milsim mission.
11:45:40.
Oh, how embarrassing for him. He did try hard though. He did try to press those rudder pedals.
Alright, everybody, we're on. Brakes on. Just roll them up to 80%. And brakes off in 3, 2, 1. No power. Burners in 3, 2, 1. Go.
2 ready.
Still not on the runway. And we have 4 seconds of takeoff, so you might want to get a shift on.
Oh, coming.
Rotate 180. Here's up, flaps up. 7-degree climb. Coming out of burners. Fuel power.
Was admiring the sight. Man, what a pace.
Alright, we can make it up once we're airborne. We usually get a little bit of bonus time after takeoff. Brake set, throttling up. 3, 2, 1, go! That's true. Did anyone double check which bombs he gave us?
Yes, I have.
Definitely the high drag. Good stuff. Okay, giving me a slight left on TB1.
2.
Yeah, capital suspect will be more or less in formation for this.
I'm on. 2 is error plus 0.
Yeah, I've got about 2 seconds, so the fin says everything's more or less okay. It's going to be pretty slow for the first leg, and then after that will be up to Mach 0.7.
Right. While it's quiet, checks. So, nav, check. QFE, check. Weapons, check. Spacing, check. RWR, not check. No, actually check, sorry.
3 and 4, just let me know once you're airborne. 4's airborne. 3's up.
First time I played Nevada for about 2 years, guys. FPS works beautifully. We should use this more.
Well, you know, that sand is pretty easy to render.
Yep.
Can you advise cruise altitude?
I wasn't going to keep it any fixed. I was probably just going to keep it nice and loose, like 200 odd meters or something.
Honestly, some Nevada terrain, baby.
Just enough so you're not dodging every single tree and valley. Not like there are many trees out here. Every cactus.
Death Valley. Oh, shh. Nothing happened.
I
Found
think
it.
the rest of them are going up to 25,000 feet, but that just seems like a waste of fuel.
Where are we on the TOT? Remind me, blood, I always get this wrong. What's positive?
So if you're a blank digit, you are ahead of time and you need to slow down. If it's a minus, then you are behind time and you need to speed up. But at this stage, we're quite away from our target. There's no point stressing yourself.
Okay. I'm not going to get stressed.
Another good way to check whether you're going to hit the next waypoint on time is if you look at the velocity vector. The vertical fin, if it's inside the circle, that means you're too slow and you need to speed up. If it's above the circle, then you are too fast. However, if it's just touching it perfectly, you're at exactly the right speed. The only caveat with that is when you're very close to a waypoint, if you are, say, 10 seconds ahead, it's going to tell you to basically stand still for 10 seconds if you're only, say, a few kilometers from the waypoint, which of course is silly.
So it's got no common sense.
Things, yeah, keep it. Just, you know, don't go stupid on it.
Luckily, I've got no common sense either. That's why I get on so well with Wigan. Oh,
But
how
most
is
of the
that?
time it's pretty handy. Prevents you put down all the time.
God, there's 12 o'clock high.
I see him.
Some of those stupid, nerdy modern aircraft. Who needs modern
With
aircraft?
their altitude.
And their performance and their technology.
Did you get the message to launch, guys?
On target. Error equals 0, baby. Keep it pinned. Oh, I forgot to put a cool camo on. Stupid. Guys, we forgot to put our desert skin on. That's the main important thing.
That's alright, we'll just be a blur in the distance to those MiGs.
Or a perfectly valid target, either way. Supercap on speed. Look, guys, we get to explore the
Just very close to the cacti.
Nevada map for the first time.
If you cap boys are up at about 30,000 feet, just want to slow down a little bit, you're getting ahead of us.
Oops, so embarrassing for them. Information and on time, look. That is a double
Yeah, well,
star from the
that's
teacher.
our helos of gunships.
Are they chasing after our own aircraft?
Painting.
Oh dear.
That's a good start. I'm pretty sure that the enemy caps on QRA anyway, so they should be on the ground until we get a nice little message.
Still on time, boys. Still on time. This is legal formation. This is legal tender.
Training force plus 10.
2 is plus 0.
Down, no need to stress yourself at this stage.
Good practice, boys. Good practice.
The fuel meter reckons we won't make it home, but I don't believe it.
Fuel meter's a
Amazing
friggin'
how
nerd.
these... Any you fighter boys listening out on guard? Yeah, 14, no, single ship 14, I've got you. I'll get a hold of the 16, tell them so then. Yeah, thanks. They're looking at the moment about, I don't know, 5 miles ahead of us.
You're on the right target, Blood. I'm on the left, aren't I?
Hey, fam. So they're both clusters of aircraft. I think it's 4 bombers in a big cluster. There are some additional bombers at the end of the runway, closer to your approach, but you ignore those. You want the ones that are further in, opposite from where mine are.
I'm actually questioning your 20 metres because I did 10 metres on a carrier and it covered the 1,000 foot carrier perfectly at 10 metres.
Well, I mean, in theory, that's 160 meters at 10 meters. With the hydro bombs, it tends to be a bit iffy. But I found 20 meters is enough to make sure you're definitely going to get everything. I did a few practice runs earlier and it seemed to do the trick. Because you don't want it to be precisely the length of the target. You want a bit before and behind, just in case, you know, one of the parameters isn't quite right.
Thank you, guns. Thank you for your service to your country. Oh, what's Blood doing? What's Blood doing?
So 3 you and I are probably running in about the same time.
Yeah, in theory you should be in formation with each other.
I'm looking at
I was contemplating as all 4 of us going in at once and doing a massive formation drop, but I thought maybe not.
Get in trouble for the boss.
Yeah. Plus, if there were any AAA there, they'd have a field day seeing us in a lovely line.
I didn't quite understand the egress. Is it off straight onto another waypoint, or...?
I believe there is a waypoint just beyond the airfield, but just make sure you overfly it, and then once you're comfortably away from it, do a 180 degree turn to the left. Keep it a nice shallow turn so you don't overfly the runway again.
Ooh,
And then we get the hell out of there.
easy now.
I think the egress has us going pretty much back the same way as the ingress, but we might need to cut the corner off a bit for fuel reasons.
Just now cutting over Green Lake.
A bit of sightseeing on the way back. I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
From what Ali was saying before, you did that, they took your wings off you.
Quite literally, I imagine.
I'm not allowed to have any fun at red flag. What's your error, Blood? Because I'm with you and mine's slowly getting worse at -7.
It's about -3 at the moment, but slowly correcting itself again. Can relax at this stage.
Yeah, this distance is quite sensitive, isn't it? Speed-wise.
Yeah, I'm just keeping the velocity vector on the HUD more or less on point.
My OCD, my OCD.
I think what we should do is when we get 0.1, we'll make a left 30 to 60 over 0.1. Just let the other group egress in, or ingress in, and then we'll be in the middle of the strike package following them in.
Bags off.
Base spec Mirage. We got a little bit more fuel in them. I normally get about 98% because I don't think the gauge is perfect.
I can get my frigging cover off.
You often find if you don't have a bag on and you fill it to 100%, it's just shy of the mark.
How you know when you've
And I
flown a
think we might
plane?
need all the fuel we can get for this one.
Not super gap.
Depends how aggressive those MiGs are.
Skill, could you just tell those F-16s they're still a bit too far ahead? We need to sort of do a very quick orbit. Yeah, they're going to do an
already on it.
Continue on. Whether we
they
get
are.
okay, that's right. They'll just get ahead of them anyway.
Scrump up there.
I mean, if you just look on F10, once we start launching out to the west, just be with us alongside us almost. Yeah, I think I'm just about directly over here how it was the last time I checked, but I'll follow you. We're going to do an orbit.
Dumping tank.
Yeah, you were definitely just over on the top of us, yeah. You were good.
Tank away. On some poor sucker's head.
In fact, if you tell them, just roll out on south, and then they can turn back west. No, maybe it's not. No, tell them to keep going. Just forget it. Just forget it. Roger. I'm trying to get them get at least one of them on guard. Arson 1's on guard. 4 tank off. Arson 3 on guard. Arson on guard. Just have a quick look at an F10 map and make sure you're not ahead of us. 3 tank off. We're on the sergeant lead. We're orbiting over 0.1, waiting for the strike package to catch up. And make it up. That's only less than 4 miles off the Hornets.
Cap Bravo 3.
Hornets, strike package turning west.
So for this one, it's going to tell us we're behind time for a little bit.
Yep, error 24.
Yeah, I'm going to get the 30 and then we're going to punch it. Yeah, in fact, keep it Mach point 7 until we hit waypoint 3, and then from then on, the speed we've got set is 0.8. But we want to go slowly at first and get it up to 0.85 at the end of the leg. So we're just going to let it drop behind just a little bit.
I never really used this map before because it came out before I got into DCS, but I'm starting to understand it. It's very low polygon count, which is why it goes so fast. It looks like it never got the dynamic upgrade that the Caucasus got.
Possibly. I just think Nevada is very low polygon. There's not really much to say out here.
There are some very pretty areas though. You fly around on it. It's quite a nice map. Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's pretty, but it's pretty at a high level, if you know what I mean. It's the big picture that looks nice. The little individual bits are just sand.
Bendy, we can see you.
Nothing wrong with a bit of sound.
Excellent.
Yeah, the other thing to note is there are ZSUs en route beyond waypoint 3. So, yeah, keep nice and low and watch out for any tracers.
I ain't scared of no tracer. Something.
Okay, 4's on the deck.
Why do I see 2 aircraft to the left of me?
I do have eyes on tornadoes.
Those are tornadoes. Those are tornadoes. GR. Unknown type, but they're tornadoes.
That's good. Hope they didn't blow up the target before us.
Wings back burners on. Look at that. Better than Biggin. No, definitely better than Biggin. I want to go follow the tornadoes. RAF boys doing their 20 foot off the deck thing. More of them?
2 more.
Yep, 4 ship.
Do you reckon he sat and programmed that so it passed just above our heads at the TID? Bet he did.
Well, I like it. Well done.
It is pretty much on the waypoint, so yeah, it's not, it wouldn't be too tricky to do.
Except the AI are a nightmare to work with. There they come again. Coming back. Those bloody RAF boys. Interrupting our Swedish efficiency. Oh, look at that. A thing. Crop circles. And green. Uh-oh, where's blood gone?
Okay, so just past waypoint 3, en route to waypoint 4. We're going to keep it at Mach point 7. I reckon about 80 kilometers we up the speed.
Got a bit excited, valued humans.
The guys at the back, you can just go straight to 0.85 because the only reason we're slowing down is so that we don't get ahead of everybody and entice the MiGs.
No one wants to entice the MiGs.
I've managed to get quite ahead, so I'm going to throttle back a little bit.
We're at 90% fuel, so yeah, should be enough to go burner in a mo and make it back okay.
3, what's your margin? 20 seconds. Yeah, same as me.
Long way to go yet, valued viewers. 90 kilometers just to get to the next steer point. That'd be a long, long way. A long, long way. Didn't realise Nevada was so freaking big. I'm used to England, man. We would have covered the whole of England by now. Pretty much, literally. Melting Desire. That's my new fragrance. I sell it alongside what's his face? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's Sauvage. Johnny Depp's Sauvage and Supercaps Burning Melting Desire in all fragrance stores now. $50 a piece, thank you.
we get closer to waypoint 4, probably 10, 20 kilometers away, ignore your TOT and just keep as close to me as you can, because even if we're a few seconds out, we need to make sure we're on the target at the same time.
2. And my fragrance smells like aviation oil. An aviation cancerous gearbox fluid. My favourite.
3, I probably should do the same.
I like getting close to my men.
4 is 8 ahead. Got eyes on you.
Okay, 50 clicks to the next steer point. 50 clicks. Nyom. Why wouldn't you buy Supercap Melting Desire? It's friggin' awesome. Chicks friggin' dig it, or if they don't, at least boys do. Especially aviation interest-based boys. They will dig that S. They'll be like, that smells like aviation gearbox fluid. Trust me, this is a long old journey, boys. A long, long journey. 80% gas and brake. 40 clicks to go to steer point. That can be arranged. Look at that. Bit of cloud up there, guys. You know my thoughts on a bit of cloud. Anyone notice that the Vigan barometric altimeter is upside down? Who the hell makes an altimeter upside down? Swedish are bloody crazy. I'm too dyslexic to do an autograph, guys. It just come out like a spider crawl through some friggin' ink. Oh, now I got too excited and I got too fast. I think this is a low mesh map. I don't care what Blood said. I think this is a low mesh map. Not that that bothers me. I think it's great because it means it runs super fast. You don't need a friggin' supercomputer.
Okay, Cap, start to close the gap. I'm going to go full power when we reach the next waypoint, which is where that comms tower is up ahead, and accelerate up to 0.85, and once I'm at 85, be back to stage 1. That should hold us more or less at 85.
2. You know why it's choking? Because he had put Eau de Cap on, Melting Desire on. It's 100% of the time, it works every time to make you choke in a cockpit. Which at the end of the day is what everyone really wants. Look at us going low. Low like the RAF. Low like the Bosch. Not like the Bosch. Biden said that Nevada is a low mesh state. Oh my goodness gracious me. I wouldn't take it, boys. I wouldn't take it. Oh, the reds are going out. Red radar, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we should be in and out before they hit us, depending on how close they have spawned.
They will be hungry for vegan blood. Must stop reading stream while at 40 feet. Must stop reading stream while at 40 feet. Bad for you.
Oh, we've got loads of room. Right, going full power and rolling left. Well, not that left, apparently.
Whoops. Don't worry, I'll cut that out.
Awesome, the last stretch is at the correct speed. Coming back to stage 1, TOT is correct, tighten it up. 10 kilometers to go, make sure we're going to be at 100 meters above the target as we come over this hill.
Here we go, boys.
We should see it the moment we come over this ridge.
Got a bit of yaw going on.
Visual on the target.
Tally.
Left onto my target. Can you see yours, Cap?
Yep.
Just to the left of where I am.
Yeah, got it.
Confirm sight on them.
To sight.
And bombs away.
Bombs away.
Going full power. Apparently there are AAA this time. Right, you want target? We do have a waypoint 6. It's 20 kilometers away, which is a bit more lake.
2 clear.
Not getting any. Yeah, I'm getting some aircraft nails there.
Works for me.
That's a lock actually. Screw this. Waypoint 6, we're turning to the left.
2. Watch the G, watch the G, watch the G. Why are you so slow, blood?
Pick the full power. I've got about 65% fuel, so we've got no worries there. 2 bombs away.
Missile, missile, missile.
Possibly from the SA-6. Going to keep slowly coming back around onto egress. Egress is going to be roughly bearing 09. Back correction, let's go 100, cut the corner off slightly.
Missile evaded.
From SA-6 or aircraft.
Unknown.
Storm lead, pulling you guys out. Say again, Cap, SA-6 aircraft.
Unknown.
Roger, just stick low, don't go stupidly low while you're going at full power. Muscle out, about 30 meters will do it.
One is in the right-hand orbit, turning hot.
3's turning hot.
Let's go about 6 riders, we start getting engagements.
Say again, you gotta step on.
Let's make a small grinder so we start getting engaged.
Copy that, lead. I see you in front. I'm turned hot.
Roger 4. 2 is turning cold. 2 is cold. Sir.
3's hot. 3's got 3 contacts just heading off from the SA-6 site, 235 or 15 miles.
Roger, I got 1 angles 12. Let's press.
3's engaging.
I'll spike by the SA-6. Just turning engage.
Fox 2.
Watching that, there's friendlies in there.
Yep. Identified fulcrum. Splash 1 fulcrum.
Missile out, missile out, missile out.
I would never go stupidly low.
When you're comfy and you cap, you're not going to stick yourself into the ground. Select waypoint 7. Stage 1, if you think you're comfy and away from the enemy and not getting spiked, dial it back just a tad for fuel. 2. Cool. going back to stage 3. So waypoint 8 is technically Arrigo's waypoint, however, I'd select it and just come right of it. Doing about 120 at the moment, that means we cut the corner off and it's a little closer to get home.
Ain't no F5's catching this up, baby.
Roger, flight, bombs away, 1 lost, egressing. Pipe flight, egressing, bombs away, 1 lost.
Oops.
2 lost.
Whoops. Hornet inferior to Wigan.
We're also alive.
He's got eyes on a bandit.
Something's gone wrong with me. Oh, fuck me. For some reason the plane just stalled out at 300 knots.
He's got eyes on a bandit. I believe it's a bandit getting closer to the ID. Drop splash 1.
Doing your set, doing your set. What's that going down?
Are you still airborne looking for other targets?
Do be careful, it's a 29 in the area.
Yeah, copy. Just splash 1.
Still getting those locks, 40% fuel. Starting to push it fuel-wise here.
Bump your racks.
Yeah, good shout.
Well, now it's just me and you, valued viewers. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. We are not getting back. We've got 25% gas.
Well, I'm down to 30% fuel, so I've really got to dial it back now.
I'm not even going to talk about my fuel.
35%.
Okay, everyone, select waypoint 9 as your next waypoint. Prop.
2.
And I hate to say it, but we may need to climb a little bit to get fuel economy.
Roger. We're safe. We're so far out.
Yeah, just make sure you're out of burner and go not quite full mil power, but just slightly off. We'll be home in no time. In fact, we're not even that far from Nellis. They're only about 100 kilometres away.
How big was your corner cut?
Not outrageous. Right, looking at it, maybe a little outrageous, but nah.
Wow.
Yeah, we've done all the synchronised stuff at this point. As long as we all make it home at some point, I'm happy.
Whoa, blood! Why? Why did he do that?
that went a little long. Oh no,
Serious?
correction. Whomever was all with me on the right went a little long, which I think we missed the bears.
Well, mine were perfect on the HUD.
Yeah, I think for both of you who attacked the left runway, you were pretty good, maybe slightly long. You did get full coverage, but one of the bears is still intact. I think both of us, though, if the goal was to cut the runway, those are two very dead runways.
Boom. You want something done? Call the Rafontaine tornado. I mean Bigham.
Is that Creech down on the right?
Should be, as long as you haven't got lost.
Best way to deal with a fuel emergency, valued viewers, is to not look at the gauge. I've learnt this from 6 years of video gaming.
November, I'm going to wait for 2.5 weeks because I'm getting married, so we need to get all the vegan missions out of the way by then.
Yep.
Outrageous. Where are your priorities?
Agree.
I know, I didn't have much choice in this decision, to be honest. Laura, if you're listening to this, didn't mean that.
Yes, you did.
She's watching this, noting down all of your mistakes you've made so far in this mission.
Agreed. She's all over that TID error. I won't marry him now.
I hope you at least TID it to the altar.
Nerd!
Fox 3. Crop storage. Snapshot. maneuver kill. Whew. Much I can do. Rumsey cresting east. Oh. Dude's trying to outrun him. Holy shit.
I believe that's the strip on our 2 o'clock.
Loads of fuel.
The only thing that's rendered in.
You know what? I can get rid of. I may crash doing this, but I can get rid of my lures. Zap! Oh, oh, oh. Oh, too fast. Too fast. Too slow. Too low. Too low. Too
You did all catch up. Cool. We can have a go at a formation landing if you want.
Of course. I'm not expect anything else. Oh, rudder! Sorry. I'm trying to get myself back on my rudder pedal, isn't I?
How to do this. And how brave you guys are in terms of stopping short.
Cab is very brave. Stupidly
You
brave.
could land in pairs and just try and get the shortest landing possible in formation, but it's dangerous.
The ones in the back need to do touchdown first.
Guys, we've got fuel to go for down the strip at Nevada, haven't we? As in just down that road.
Just about, yeah, we can do it.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie, I'm going to bring the throttle back just a little bit. Slowly pitch down.
Sorry back there, I stood on my rudder pedal that works still on the right.
I did wonder.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to come right onto the strip, and then we will do, I think, another right, that time 180, and that should bring us back onto final for Nellis.
Don't worry, there's traffic. It's B-52's landing, so we'll keep an eye out for them when we come in.
Yeah, there's 2 runways. Okay, we're going to go for a right roll now. Keep it nice and gentle. Maybe increase it a little bit there.
What an ending to a mission. Down the drag strip to impress the friggin' drag queens. I mean, ladies. This is where we could take the Mazda. We could put the top down.
We're going to go for a wings level now. Go ahead. B-52 or something in front of us.
You can suck my fat one.
Not sure where he's going.
Some joke about the B-52s, the band visiting casino or something. I don't
We're
know.
going to descend slightly.
Oh, this feels dangerous. This really does feel dangerous.
And we're going to make a left just before this yellow building.
Missiles into yellow building. Missiles into yellow building. I can do it.
Left roll now.
On the outside, longer radius, more power needed. Look at that, valued viewers.
Roger, flight 2, safe at altitude, 75 miles from Nellis.
Looks like we do it for a living.
Wings level now.
I want to go to America.
Can't clip yourselves on these buildings.
Never happened. Never gonna happen.
Crane.
Whoa, crane!
Sorry if I've killed anyone.
That just came out of nowhere.
And we're going to go for a left roll now.
Enjoy.
A little bit of power to get us around the corner. Slight climb.
Ich bin ein Vegan.
A little bit more power.
Must not read stream while flying formation over Nevada. Must not do it. What town is this, guys?
Just getting the warning, telling me I don't have enough fuel.
Is this Nevada town or is this
Alright,
Calexico?
right
Man, my geography's getting bad.
Yeah, there's always a bit left in the pipe at the end. It'll be fine.
Las Vegas, eh? That's in America.
And wing level now.
Wow.
Throttling back.
Imagine your problems here, value viewers. It's making me a bit bumpy.
I'm going to go left roll now.
Ah, Kobe, your problems? Why?
Not sure what the runway heading is for Nellis, but I think if we do a left and a right, we should get onto it.
Yes, that. I'm going to bonk this guy on the left. I just know I'm going to bonk that guy.
Wing level now.
No one likes bonking a guy.
Throttling back even more. We're just above idle.
I need to press that handle. Handle pressed.
Aim for the left runway. Right roll now.
Oh, low radius. Off the power, off the power, off the
Gonna
power.
put my air brake out, but keep a little bit of power on.
Which button's the air brake? Which
Just
button's
so
the
you
air
guys
brake?
could have got something to manoeuvre with. When we get below 600, we're gonna put the gear down. Wings level now. Gear down.
Where's the button?
Thrust reverser armed.
No, blood! You're going too slow!
Air brakes coming back in.
We got it. I got it. We got it. I got it. We got it. I got it. We got it. I got
Okay,
it.
so
We got
front
it.
two,
I got it.
we're just
Ah!
going to keep the thrust reverser on max, but not touch the brakes. Maybe a little dab of brakes as we hit the ground, but after that, just let it roll.
Yes, sir.
Guys at the back, you're going to need both brakes and thrust reverser.
All under control, sir. Sweating.
Okay, come
Buckets.
on to the power now. We're going to be aiming for just under 300 kilometers an hour. I'm not going to call out power changes from this point.
All is well.
Who's backing for me? Lead's going left,
I can't get a friggin'
then
power
2
setting.
right, 3 left, 4 right.
Oh, there's only one thing to f***ing do in this case. Open the fucking window.
Nice cap.
Hang on. Are we reversing, Blood? Reversing? Are we reversing?
Front 2, reverse only, back 2, reverse and brake.
Okay.
Give you a slight dab of brake just to get the front wheel down. And then full reverse.
This is going to go so wrong. Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Friggin' beautiful.
Reverse off. And we'll come off the left taxiway.
That was friggin' sexy, man. Full burn.
Aeroplane brakes.
I'm skidding a lot. And that you will not see elsewhere, valued viewers.
Close and nobody on fire, so I consider that a success.
That's a lot of practice. All luck. Cap's gonna J-turn. Got to burn off the steam.
Yeah, it's been far too serious up to this point.
J-turn complete.
Casual BDA's on request.
Can we get this with a friggin' Hornet flight?
Not many aircraft that can do this. In formation.
No! No! Ah! That's taxpayers' money!
Disconnect. Donuts. chat is, how fast can you run it in the vegan? The ground crew might be a bit pissed.
Oh, I fired a missile! I fired a friggin' missile! That's what you get, baby! That's what you get if you drive vegan. No ground safety for me. Now that's how you get the chicks, boys. Don't worry, it'll buff out. Awkward. That's not SOP. Why? Why is it so hard just to fly a plane and look like a friggin' idiot?
Ah, what was that?
Embarrassing, I've lost all my two.
I watched a crash on takeoff and I watched a crash on landing.
Oh, what's going on today? I mean, oh, my face, my poor beautiful face. Oh. Debrief, please.
Okay. Okay. Firstly, I'll cover my guys of Magpie. Yes, we successfully got to the target. We didn't seem to be awfully successful dropping our bombs.
Oops.
Looking at the BDA that you had, Cap, and we had 2 losses on the egress, and then unfortunately one of our boys ran out of fuel on short finals. So all in all, this is why Red Flag was designed.
Exactly.
So I think Bendy can do your bit. Bendy's Mirage bit.
Send.
Yeah, so 3 ship of Mirages. As lead, I believe I got bombs on target. Lost number 2 due to MiG-29.
Oops.
And number 3, I think, what was it, slightly long, but you still managed to take out a bunch of stuff as well, I believe.
Yeah, slightly long. He managed to hit the fuel storage depot though with his longest bomb. Blew up some vehicles by the side of the runway, which cooked off the aircraft that they were next to. So that was cool.
Oh, poor Ali and Jackal both missed. How did it happen, boys?
I did a CCRP mark on it, and in fact, when I went over the top and looked, I saw it take out one of the bombs take out the Mirage on the MiG-21 on the runway.
Ooh, right. Sounds like an interesting letter on the way to Mr. Wagner.
You leave them alone, Cap. They're finishing my Apache.
Next.
Again, blood.
Yep. So we were tasked to destroy the units on the runway Obsidian, which is target C. We got in, I think, certainly the first pair. Where last I looked, we were on 0 TOT error, so we came in bang on time and together. As you can see from the images, our bombs fell slightly long, but not ludicrously so. We did take out, I think, a couple of the bears. I'm sure, although DCS doesn't show it, some of those would be pretty unserviceable with the amount of frag damage through them. And I think it's a pretty dead runway, if it was a real one. And we all made it out to get all alive and had enough fuel to do a formation fly past of the Las Vegas Strip and then landed in formation.
Nice.
Very nice. Oh, I see. Looking at the TAC view there, we all were pretty much on time as planned. So that looked pretty good. I'm just wondering whether we had a little bit too much red air, and I do apologise to the helicopter guys. Would you like to do your debrief now? Nobody around?
Well, we didn't make it even to the target area. Got hunted down by the MiG.
Yeah, sorry about
Slowly,
that.
one by one.
Yeah, there's just.
I did make it, but I was shot down over a target, so.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting a little bit more of the blue air to deal with things. However, how do you get an OB?
Pretty much same as the helicopters. Got to within 40 miles of target C, and then took a missile off a MiG, and then I evaded and aborted RTB with lots of stuff broken.
Oh, sorry about that. And our F-14s, how do you get on?
I believe Skill had to go, but it looks like he just flat spinned into the ground, unfortunately.
There was an unfortunate instant when he fought an F5.
Ooh, don't fight a MiG-28 with an F-14.
He scored a kill on a MiG-29, then he tried to fight an F5 and spun out onto the ground.
Oh, how about that, boys?
So, did we get many kills against Redder?
Skill and Grump both did.
Okay, so only Grump survived. Me, Gobbers, and Skill. Well, there was only 4 of us kept, so me, Grubbers, and Skill died. Grump was only alive. Grump got 2 kills.
3.
Am I right?
One of them was 3. Two were via missile. Third one was a maneuver kill.
Right, so 3 kills, and Skill got 1, so total we had 4 air kills.
Okay, well, I mean, I think the whole moral of the story is without fancy missiles and without fancy bombs, you don't get the success that we think we should get. Hopefully next week, when we have slightly better missiles and slightly better bombs, and we get rid of the SAMs and take control of the air a bit quicker, things might be a little bit easier for everybody.
Roger, guys. I think that was great. Any parting comments before we sign off?
Red 4 haven't gone yet.
You want to speak? You think you've got a voice, Bean? Right, okay, off you go.
I'm dropping cover in it. He's the flight leader.
Yeah, I guess Red, we did not bad given that we were outnumbered. I had a kill and 1 damaged on somebody else. I think Chopsticks at least had the maneuver kill on Skill, and I think Bean might have gotten 1. So I think we lost 2 ships total and killed 3. So not bad for old Soviet aircraft fighting outnumbered and with 30 seconds warning.
Yeah, I ran out of fuel towards the end and had to actually land at Malan on the strip side where the
on the
MiGs
grass.
were. Well, I burst a tyre because someone hadn't done a good fob clearance of bits of MiG-21 off the runway. So,
oof.
Yeah, but I got shot down once. I don't know who by, and then the second time I went up. I was chasing someone with my R-27s, but I just couldn't get to them. They managed to run away. So maybe it was a Vigan. I don't know.
Yeah, it was probably me. Was it low level?
Yeah, it was quite low level, and
yep.
yeah, it was quite good fun because you kept ducking behind little ridges, and my missile would smack into the ridge.
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't have any missiles left. I'm just gonna take the power advantage and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and in the end, I just ran out of fuel because that's the problem with MiG-29. Doesn't have much fuel.
Mm-hmm. Interceptor boys, brilliant. Anything else from the Reds? Good work, guys. Grumpy, you sending footage?
Absolutely.
Lovely, guys. I hope you all enjoyed that. Ali, well done. I've got to run. Maybe we'll look at your video another time as a separate video, Ali. But I've got to go and get this done now, and I've got another one to do after this, so I'm going to have to run. But otherwise, really well done. I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
See you guys.
Bye.